Hello and welcome to Medieval Dynasty. Well, we're in the last day of winter and the day's almost finished actually. Now, I was planning to recruit somebody to do the farming because Damrica, she's had a baby, which means she's got to just spend the next 2 years looking after that baby while it grows up. Once it reaches 2, then she'll come back to work. So I need somebody to look after the farm because that's what she's been doing. Now at the minute it's not really a problem because it's winter and I'm not growing carrots, which is the only thing we can grow. But I'm definitely going to need somebody in the springtime. So I was originally thinking what I would do is play it safe. I'll do all the farming myself in the springtime and then I'll deal with the farming. But then I thought, well, to be honest, all I really need to do is build a house. Once I've got a house, I can start doing a bit of a tour of the villages to try and recruit somebody who's got a level 3 in farming. Now they can stay permanently, attached to doing farming, and when Damrica is ready to come back to the job, she can come back and resume her job. Because you can have, let's see, this is a tier 1 barn, so you can have quite a few people in a barn. So at tier 1 we can have up to 4 people. So that's people who are either working in the barn itself or people working in the field. So there's enough capacity. I've got no problems bringing her back and having 2 farmers, because I've got one field which is dedicated to flax, one that's doing other things, and at some point we're going to move. We're going to have another building, another village rather, that's just mostly focused on farming, and I do want bigger fields because this one's a 10 by 10. I thought I'd left enough room for a 16 by 16, but I haven't. So I'm just going to keep that ticking over for now, and then we'll go looking for a bigger field. But the priority at the moment, I think it's going to be easy if I just build a little house over here. And then what we'll do is go in search of a farmer. Now, I was thinking of trying to time some of these quests that we're running, because I'm going to be doing a tour through Gostovia to find somebody. In which case I do have an outstanding quest to do with Alwin. The only catch is they've changed the story. Originally what used to happen is you used to go and see Alwin, and at some point he'd want to go and see Sambor. And they've changed that. He now wants to go and see somebody else. So it's a case of Uniegost wants me to go and see Sambor, but Alwin will want me to go and see somebody else. So that part of it's changed. I can still combine the two. I'll just see whereabouts we are with Alwin when we go and search for that NPC we're looking for. But it's, yeah, slight change. I've just suddenly remembered. But anyway, priority number 1 is I need to go and chop the trees down, and I need to build ourselves a little house for this person, whoever they're going to turn out to be. Well, we are now into spring, and aside from having to pay taxes, we've now got ourselves an extra building there. So I've got some room for somebody to go and live in, who will assign to the farm. I was thinking, to be honest, what I could do with is somebody to look after some pigs as well. Oh, okay, that's an extra reminder of a reminder. Okay, I'm well aware I've got to pay taxes. Right, so I mean, there is options. Because you've got a wife, you can actually send her to pay your taxes, but since I'm heading down there, it doesn't seem much point. Now, I suppose what I could do is clear this area out, and then what we could do is put say like a pigsty down here, plus a house for somebody to work there, because with a pigsty, what we'll be able to get is manure from them. Once they actually get to adulthood, they'll start producing manure. We can then use that to get ourselves free fertilizer, basically. I mean, I do get quite a bit of fertilizer through the food that I throw away at the end of each season, which creates rot. But it's quite useful having these, because another benefit of having the pigs is that you can only have so many pigs in a pigsty. So I tend to sell one of them off at the end once they've matured, and because I get more money for an adult pig than I do for, say, like a piglet, for example. So I'm quite happy to let them, reach adulthood, and I'll sell maybe one of them off, as long as I've got enough, because they do live for quite a while as well. Anyway, that's something I'll do after, because I really want to get somebody at least started with the farm first. But we've got some extra points to put into our survival skills, so I'll just have a look at that. So, well, athlete's now maxed out, so that allows us, we don't consume as much stamina when we're running around, which is good. I think I'll max the survivalist out as well now, because that means we'll consume less food and water each day. I mean, there are other ones, but that's what I'm focused on now. One thing I've noticed is this will eventually max out. It will reach a point where there's just no more points left. So as far as I recall, you can't get it every single skill. You know, if you start maxing them out like this, because I mean, some of these, or at least the majority of them, they need like 3 points. So you've got to sort of like find a kind of a trade-off as to what you want to do. So things like insensitive means you've got less, you're better tolerant. You've got a better tolerance for the weather, for example. Iron liver is to do with poison resistance and so on. So there's got to be some sort of trade-off here where you've only got a certain number of points, it seems. Anyway, we've now got a house, but I really need somebody to come here and start looking after the field. So we're going to head down to Gostovia, and then when we're there, we'll call in and see Alwin. I mean, ideally, we'll find an NPC around there who's got that skill in farming. If not, we'll then probably move on to Borrow. But we need to get there first. Well, I've made it over to Gostovia. We've actually got 3 travellers here. Edmund seems to be the better choice because neither of the other 2 have got a level 3 in farming, and that's what we need. So,
how is life treating you?
Actually, great, to be honest. What we want him to do is join our little crew. So we obviously have enough dynasty reputation, or dynasty reputation if you prefer. So he's just gonna basically head back to the village, but I need to assign him to that new house. So there's nobody in that house, so he can go there. And it doesn't show, when we did that, it doesn't show all possible houses because some of these are already occupied. You can have a man and a woman living together, but that's about it. So you can double up to cut down on the number of houses you need to build. Only trouble is, like Damriga, if that couple then start to have children, well, yeah, you're then going to have, less people in the workforce, so it's something to bear in mind. Anywho, what I need to do is assign him to the barn. And I'm going to assign him over as a farmer, well, a farm worker, I should say. So he's going to head back there. Because he's now got a house, those requirements for a house, for food, for water and wood all disappear. Because he can get those now that he's assigned to a house, and he's also got a job. So his morale should start to go back up, but like the other people, it'll cap out at about 6%. But as I'm finding is it's even when you've got a nice, happy, smiley person, it doesn't seem to have any bearing on the production capabilities. So let's see, who was that again? That was Siegfried. So Siegfried's the lumberjack. So if we go over to extraction and then the woodshed, these settings haven't changed at all. Even though I've boosted him up to about 30% in his morale, he's still only producing as much as he did before. So really what we need is for him to get better at the job. We need to see his skill going up. Once that skill starts going up, he'll start being more productive. So at the moment he's like level 3, and you can see it's kind of slowly ticking up along. In contrast to, say, Damriga's farming skill, which was really going and getting high. Gertruda's, her hunting skill was getting high. So it seems strange. I'm finding that we've still got this situation where some skills seem to do better than others. Anyway, I need to go and find Alwin and see where we're at in terms of his quest. I mean, I do want to get myself some pigs as well. I should have really picked up some flax, because I need to buy some piglets, because there'll be new piglets that are being born this year. And so at some point I want to go over to Rolnica to go and buy some of them. But first things first, I want to go and have a chat with Alwin. So how are you doing it there? Okay. Oh, okay. That's like interesting. Okay, so you want to learn how to use a bow. Want to become a hunter? Okay. So we're going on an unexpected journey. That sounds familiar. Okay, so we've got to go and see Falibor, who's just across in Borrow, to find out, because he was telling us earlier on that somebody was looking, like there was a hunter out there looking. And so it's a case of we need to go and find out who that is. Now, I know in early access, that was actually Sambor. So we used to take Alwin out to see Sambor, and they've actually changed it. We're going to actually see somebody else. So that kind of threw me, because it used to be quite convenient where you could combine Alwin's quest with, we say like Uniegost's quest to go and see Sambor. We just don't do that. So at the moment, Alwin's actually following behind me. If I just stop, he's we're both walking along on the riverbed, which is amusing. Actually, I need to be going that way, don't I? So we need to go and see Falibor, and he's going to tell us. Well, he's going to tell us to go in an interesting direction, I must admit, because we need to go and see an actual hunter. So yeah, they've changed the quests. I must the quest storylines, because there's two of them to follow. There's one for Uniegost, there's one for Alwin. So now it is quite different. I do quite like it, I must admit. It's a different ending as well for Uniegost's. Alwin's is pretty much the same, they've just kind of tweaked a bit. Right, so here's Falibor. Right, so... Okay. Where can we find this... yeah, it's Gizela we've got to go and see over in Lesnica now. Okay. Take care. Right, okay. Oh, okay, right. I don't remember having a temper, but...
How is life treating you?
I don't know, but can you move out the way, mate? Yeah, they blocked the doorway. Right, so we've actually got to now go all the way over to Lesnica to see Gizela. Now, I think since I'm over here, I'm actually going to go and see Sambor, because I want to get that quest line moving along as well. I mean, I'm quite happy to leave the actual new farmer. He's just wandering over to the village. I mean, if I have a look on the map, he's... Well, there he is. He's right there now at the minute. So he should be able to get, you know, take care of the fields that we've got. We've got 3 days. So, worst case scenario, I can always, you know, head back and try and help finish those fields off myself. But in the meantime, we're going to go off and see Sambor. Ah, now that's interesting. There's some bandits over there, so not too far from where Sambor is. You can see there's our bandits camped out in the woods, so I didn't get any, like, alert or anything. I thought we would get told that, you know, somewhere through the game we would get told, oh, by the way, you're now going to start running into bandits. I mean, I'm having to be extra careful around here anyway, because there's usually wolves up here. But yeah, they've now got bandits in the game. So there's Sambor over there, and he's different to the person who was in the original early access game. So Alwin's still attacking along. I mean, technically I'm supposed to be going to take him to see Gizela, but let's have a chat with Sambor. Oh, okay, so he recognises us based on the fact that he knew our Uncle Jordan. Yeah, well, we know that because of who you were working with Uniegost. Okay, so it wasn't called that name, okay. Oh no, so you've got a different name. You reckon they were called the Undying Fist. The Undying Fist? What the heck? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm starting to get the impression that everybody's got their own opinion about this. Okay, so you're going to tell us anything about this uncle of ours? Okay. What? I just came out all the way here to find out. Well, no, that was the whole point. Okay. So it's just a big adventure. And? Okay. So he was working in a field, he worked his butt off, and he got diddly squat for it. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I think I'd be a bit annoyed as well. Oh, and he got kicked out and he didn't even get his money. Oh, good grief. Alright, okay. Fair enough. What? What? No, no, you can't just leave it hanging there. No! Yeah, just tell us the rest of the story, man. Okay, well, what do you want me to do then? Right, we'll get to your things in a minute, Alwin. So, we need to dig up some clay for some strange reason. Not particularly sure why he wants any, but... One thing I like is there's these little statues left lying around, little wooden figurines. Well, they're not actually worth anything, which is interesting. Anyway, yeah, but they're scattered all around. So we've got plenty of clay, so hopefully this will get him talking on about the story. Right, okay. Alright, okay, so our uncle was a great liar. Well, that's something to really be proud of. Oh, okay. How did he manage to do that? What? You didn't even buy it? But I thought you said what? Okay. So he walked straight in, right? Okay, fair enough. Okay. What? No way. He couldn't have done that. Betting the king's wife. What? How does that get back on with... you've lost me already. How does that get back against the Lord? What? How is that a plan? Ooh, holy smokes. Okay. What? He borrowed a horse? Ooh, Struth. Wow, talk about revenge. What? So he got this lord thrown into jail. It's bad enough betting the queen, but then he also used that to get back at this lord. Can't believe that. Okay. So basically it was just, you know, good grief. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So he gave these people like money for all the things he did. So he, okay. So he never actually, technically, he never stole anything. That's just bizarre. Yeah, I thought he was just like an ordinary merchant or something. All right, okay. So he's like. Interesting. Gallantry. I like that one. That's recruited you. Okay. What? So I've got to go back and see Uniegost and give him a knuckle sandwich. Right, I think we'll go back and see Uniegost. I may as well. I mean, I'm supposed to be taking Alwin all the way over to Lesnica, but Lesnica, I think it is. Over to Lesnica, but I mean, I may as well pass through there. I'll just have to be careful of these barbarians then. Well, we're back over in Gostovia, and fortunately Alwin and myself were still alive. But I'm just going to have a chat with Uniegost. I don't honestly see me punching him in the face, but okay. Yeah, he's an interesting character to say the least. Oh, okay, we're being worse. So what about it then? Okay, that's odd. Yeah, he wanted me to punch you in the face. Okay. Well, do you want me to? Really? Can I punch you in the face? Alright, okay. Alright. Well, but he asked me to, though. Oh. That doesn't make sense. It can't. I don't believe it. I mean, there's no way. Okay, so you didn't actually recruit him. Okay. Right. Oh dear. Okay. Woof. Right, okay, so that doesn't sound like, yeah, that sounds like some nasty people there then. Ooh, okay. Ooh, wow. What? That's an interesting strategy. So, what? You're kidding me? So Sambor was the torturer? And so Jordan somehow managed to persuade him to join the crew? Sheesh. Oh, okay, so he paid him off. Well, that makes sense, I suppose. Oh, okay. So although he was a liar, he was true to his word. That sounds like a contradiction. Yeah, I must admit it does sound a bit of a boring life in comparison. Okay, so what do you want then? But I need to get... fine, but I need to get... I've got all the way up to see Sambor, but then I'm coming all the way back. Now, if I go over there, I'll never get Alwin stuff done, so I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to switch. We really need to get Alwin's, because this is terrible. I really need to get his quest done, so we're going to head over there. I mean, I ran into just outside of Sambor's house, I ran into a wolf, and that came after me, so I managed to shoot it with a bow and arrow, and then it ran away for some strange reason. Normally I would have thought it just kept trying to kill me, and then as we were coming down the road, that's when we bumped into those bandits, so I just ran. I just ran away. Right, anyway, we need to head over to Lesnica, which is right over there, so we're going to be going through like wooded territory, so who knows what we'll run into, so fingers crossed we'll still be alive. Right, and so managed to actually make it all the way over to Lesnica, and Gizela's outside. So Alwin and me is still alive. I actually took 4 damage on the way, and then we got attacked by some actual boars. But yeah, we're still alive. That's the main thing. So well, she's got a problem with her leg. Anyway, I'm going to ask her a question because I want to get this progressed. So anyway, yeah, Alwin here, he wants a bow. No, but and I'm well, doesn't matter. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. We just want a bow. He wants to buy a bow. Oh, that was it. I could have bought you a bow. And I could have made one. Probably eats bears for breakfast. Okay. It wasn't polite. I'll say that. There you go. Oh, okay. So we get some arrows out of this. Right. So basically, he's now going to wander all the way back home on his own. So we're out here in Lesnica. One thing I found actually is the roads aren't entirely safe because we just pretty much took a straight path through here. So I took a bit of fall damage on the way. I ran into some boars. I mean, it's late at night. It's after 9 o'clock and it's just so dark I couldn't see anything coming across here. Fortunately, we didn't run into any wolves or bandits. Now, one thing, as far as I recall, when we were coming down past this road, there were some bandits. Those bandits we saw earlier, they were actually quite close to the road. And I tend to steer away from this road here if I ever want to go between these two places. I tend to follow along the river because you might run into wolves along here. It's similar if you're going to Horniger. I think it's somewhere along here you might run into wolves close by the road, so that you can't guarantee even the roads are safe. Trouble is, travelling by night is just a bad idea because I couldn't see where I was going and I took quite a bit of fall damage. And then I ran into the actual boars as well. But anyway, at least I managed to progress with those 2 quests. I mean, we've got to go back and sort out Uniegost. We've got another 16 years left to sort that out. I just realised I haven't paid my my taxes, but I mean, I've got enough money and I've got a lot of flax seeds. If I have a look in the storage, there was quite a lot of flax seeds we had left over. So we've got 148 flax seeds. So he's planted. Ah, cool. He's planted all of the flax in the field, and he's fertilizing this part over here. But we've still got about 148 spare, it seems. So I could sell them off if I wanted to, or I could keep them for a bigger field. You know, if I wanted a 16 by 16 field, for example. I mean, we do get quite a good bit of money for those flax seeds, which is why I'm growing them mostly. But yeah, still plenty to do, and I still never got around to making my pigsty, because that's something I do want to make. I mean, hens, I mean, we can get feathers and we can get eggs, but I'm more interested in these because these will help the farm. And I'll be able to, because that's going to consume a lot of money if I've got to keep buying manure or fertilizer. Like I said, I can get the rot, for example, but if we're producing our own manure out of these and I'm selling pigs, then we can make some money off them. And I'll also be able to get more technology experience in farming. I mean, we are up to... We're actually quite close to 500, but we need to get to 2,000. It used to be 2,500, but when we get to 2,000, we'll be able to build an actual stable, and then we'll be able to start buying horses. And it's the same as like with the pigs, in that we can actually start to breed our own horses, and we can even sell them as well. So you can get money from selling the horses. So it's not just a matter of actually, you know, breeding the animals for certain things, like, you know, the pigs for manure, the chickens for the eggs and the feathers, same with the geese. The horse for just riding around. You can actually sell horses, make some money. Sheep obviously for the wool mostly, cows for the milk, the apiary for your honey and so on, because there's tons of stuff you can make. Seeing at what point do we get... Trying to see, because we've got a kitchen which is a Mark 1 kitchen. We need to get a 1500 and Mark 2, which is where we start making bread. And we need 2,500 where you can actually start selling your produce off. So we've only just basically started. We haven't even scratched the surface of this game. I mean, I'm trying to think, where was the... Somewhere in here there's a builder. And it's I think it's right at the bottom somewhere. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Don't think it would come under survival. I'm sure I saw there was a place to build the actual... There's the mine, there's the house. I'm sure I saw somewhere in here where it says you can actually get an actual recruit a builder. Now I'm getting confused. Okay, unless something's changed, or I'm just missing it. But yeah, tons and tons to do. So we've done a bit of questing, but now I think it's going to be pigs. And that's all for another episode.